Okay, welcome back. Reading chapter 27 of Genesis, the King James and Message version in one video. Again, this is Genesis chapter 27. We're starting out with the King James version. I'm just going to start reading right now. It came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. And he said, Behold now, I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver and bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison. And make me a savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of goat. I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, and he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice. Go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according to thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother's Esau's hands. So he blessed him. He said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him. And said, See, the smell of my son is the smell of the field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren. Let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made the end of the blessing, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he said, and he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken the venison, and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he taketh away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren I have given to him for servants, and with corn and wine I have sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off from thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob, because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she went and called Jacob her younger son, and said to him, Behold, thy brother Esau is as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise. Flee thou to Laban, my brother in Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turned away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said unto Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? going to move right into Genesis chapter 7, the message. When Isaac had become an old man and was nearly blind, he called his eldest son Esau and said, "My son." "Yes, father? I'm an old man," he said. "I might die any day now. Do me a favor and get your quiver and arrows and bow and go out into the country and hunt me some game. Then fix me a hearty meal, the kind that you know I like, and bring it to me to eat so that I can give you my personal blessing before I die." Rebekah was eavesdropping as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. As soon as Esau had gone off to the country to hunt game for his father, Rebekah spoke unto her son Jacob. "I just overheard your father talking with your brother Esau. He said, 'Bring me some game and fix me a hearty meal so that I can eat and bless you with God's blessing before I die.' Now, my son, listen to me. Do what I tell you. Go to the flock and get me 2 young goats. Pick the best. I'll prepare them into a hearty meal and the kind that your father loves. Then you'll take it to your father. He'll eat and bless you before he dies." "But, mother," Jacob said, "my brother Esau is a hairy man and I'm a smooth man. What happens if my father touches me? He'll think I'm playing games with him. I'll bring down a curse on myself and instead of a blessing." "If it comes to that," said his mother, "I'll take a curse on myself. Now just do what I say. Go and get the goats." So he went and got them and brought them to his mother, and she cooked a hearty meal, the kind his father loved so much. Rebekah took the dress-up clothes of her older son, Esau, and put them on her younger son, Jacob. She took the goat skins and covered his hands with the smooth nape of his neck. Then she placed the hearty meal she had fixed and fresh bread she'd baked into the hands of her son Jacob. He went to his father and said, "Oh, my father." "Yes," he said. "Which son are you?" Jacob answered his father, "I'm your firstborn Esau. I did what you told me. Come now, sit up and eat of my game, so you can give me your personal blessing." Jacob said, "So soon?" Isaac said, "Excuse me. So soon? How did you get it so quickly?" "Because your God cleared the way for me." Isaac said, "Come close, son, let me touch you. Are you really my son Esau?" So Jacob moved close to his father Isaac. Isaac felt him and said, "The voice is Jacob's, but the hands are the hands of Esau." He didn't recognize him because his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's. But he was about to bless him. As he was about to bless him, he pressed him. "You're sure? You're my son Esau?" I am." Isaac said, "Bring the food so that I can eat of my son's game and give you my personal blessing." Jacob brought it to him and he ate. He also brought him wine and he drank. Then Isaac said, "Come close, son, and kiss me." He came close and kissed him, and Isaac smelled the smell of his clothes. Finally, he blessed him. "Ah, the smell of my son is like the smell of an open country blessed by God. May God give you of heaven's dew, the earth bounty of grain and wine. May people serve you, and nations honor you. You will master your brothers, and your mother's sons will honor you. Those who curse you will be cursed, and those who bless you will be blessed." And then, right after Isaac had blessed Jacob, Jacob had left, Esau showed up from the hunt. He also had prepared a hearty meal. He came to his father and said, Let my father get up and eat of his son's game, that he may give me his personal blessing. His father Isaac said, Who are you? I'm your son, your firstborn Esau. Isaac started to tremble, shaking violently. He said, Then who hunted game and brought it to me? I finished the meal just now, before you walked in. And I blessed him. He's blessed for good. Esau, hearing this, his father's words, sobbed violently and most bitterly, and cried to his father, My father, can't you also bless me? Your brother, he said, came here falsely and took your blessing. Esau said, Not for nothing was he named Jacob, the heel. Twice now he tricked me. First he took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing. He begged, Haven't you kept back any blessing for me? Isaac said, Esau, I've made him your master, and all his brothers his servants, and lavished grain and wine on him. I've given it all away. What's left for you, my son? But don't you have just one blessing for me, father? Oh, bless me, father, bless me, Esau sobbed inconsolably. Isaac said to him, You'll live far from earth's bounty, remote from heaven's dew. You'll live by your sword, hand to mouth, and you'll serve your brother. But when you can't take it anymore, you'll break loose and run free. Esau seethed his anger against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. He brooded, The time for mourning my father's death is close, and then I'll kill my brother Jacob. When these words of her older son Esau were reported to Rebekah, she called her younger son Jacob and said, Your brother Esau is plotting vengeance against you. He's going to kill you. Son, listen to me. Get out of here. Run for your life to Haran, to my brother Laban. Live with him for a while until your brother cools down, until his anger subsides and he forgets what you did to him. I'll send for you and bring you back. Why should I lose both of you in the same day? Rebekah spake to Isaac, I'm sick to death of these Hittite women. If Jacob also marries a native Hittite woman, why live? Okay, so that's the end of chapter 27. There's a lot going on in here. I mean, Isaac's dying, and he's partially blind, so his discernment is kind of handicapped. And they're playing favorites with their kids. It already has been mentioned a few chapters ago that Rebekah loves Rebekah loves Jacob the most, and Isaac loves Esau the most. Excuse me. And so they're playing favorites. Esau's the firstborn, so he's automatically kind of just set to get the blessings, the inheritance as the firstborn. Sorry, I've got the sniffles today. So it looks like Isaac on his deathbed, he wants to pass his blessing on to his son Esau, the eldest. And he tells him what he's going to do. Go hunting, fix me some good food that I like. It was mentioned a few chapters ago that he loved Esau for that venison. So he wants some of that venison, just like how, he likes. And he says, you come back, I'll bless you. And so Esau goes out and does that. Rebekah overhears their conversation. She's already plotting. She wants Jacob to get the blessing, despite the fact that her husband, the head of the household, has already picked the one he wanted to bless. And it's in the right of way, considering the fact that Esau's the firstborn. So in order to give Jacob this blessing instead, Rebekah's lying. She's playing a game, she's tricking, which is sinful. Really interesting to see this family dynamic. For the most part, this family dynamic I think is pretty decent. There's a few things here or there, but it also makes me and reminds me that they're human. So, no one's perfect, and they're caught up in this situation. And I think part of it, not just because Rebekah favors Jacob, but I think also she just doesn't like the fact that Esau has taken 2 wives and the Hittite women, and the fact that he would be the head of the household, continuing the lineage of this household with that type of lifestyle. She's just thinking about a lot of different things there that she just doesn't think it's a good idea. But I won't support the fact that she had to lie and trick her husband on his deathbed, to detour this. But I'm sure there's more to this. There's something deeper to this that maybe has some sort of righteousness. But there's just a whole lot of lies, just like Jacob lying to his father when his father's asking repeatedly. He's testing, he's trying to discern what's going on because he hears Jacob's voice saying that he's Esau and that he wants his blessing, and this is a serious moment here. So Isaac's trying to discern, and he's on his deathbed, he can't even see. So they're taking advantage of that, and he's asking him repeatedly, and Jacob's even saying, you're God, how'd you find it so fast? And Jacob's like, well, you're God, he's made a way. And it's just, I don't know, a little dirty. He gets blessed, though, which is very interesting. He does get the blessing, just like he got the birthright over a pot of stew, lentil stew. It's very interesting, even the way that they were born, Esau coming out first and then Jacob, as I said previously in another chapter, he wasn't going to let him get away. And he didn't, ultimately. And God's prophecy had come true, that the older would serve the younger, and all of that came to pass. So as much as it took some deceiving and some sinful behavior to get Jacob his blessing, it's really interesting that God already, in a way, it almost seems like he approved, not of the lying, but just approved of the fact that Jacob would be the one. If he didn't approve of it, he just kind of foreshadowed it and just ahead of time before they were even born. I don't really have too much else to say about this. It just seems really crooked. And I feel bad for Esau. I know, some people don't feel bad for him because of his lifestyle and things, but he's human. I just have empathy for people, and maybe that's, I need to get that under control. I don't know, but just the fact that he's really wailing and sobbing bitterly, he's inconsolably sobbing to be blessed by his father, even just a little bit, and his father has nothing more for him because he'd given it all away just before he'd arrived. And I feel for him there, because that's crazy. He took his birthright, he took his blessing, the inheritance of being, of this sacred lineage. It was all taken from him. The first one, he wasn't really tricked out of it. He could have said no to that soup, I guess, but this one, he was definitely tricked, bamboozled out of this, and that stinks. He's repeatedly asking his father, anything you have, anything you kept back, anything that you have just for me that is good, but he had nothing. That is just so sad. And I can see why he would be very angry and react the way that he did. He was polite enough to say he'll wait until his father's death because, they're mourning, but he's plotting to kill him. He's so angry and upset and just hurt and inconsolable that he wants to kill his brother for what he did. I don't think that that's right either, but I can kind of understand the energy behind that. And his mother's just continuing on, telling him to go back to, her father, their hometown, where Abraham came from, in Haran. and go and being with her brother Laban for some years until Esau calms down and forgets. But I mean, honestly, that just sounds crazy. He's not going to forget this. Who would forget that? So I don't really know. It's just it's a sad chapter. But I mean, Jacob's got the blessing now. He's got the birthright and the blessing and the lineage. The promise of the covenant that God made with Abraham is going to come through him, not his brother. On top of that, she's sending him back to their hometown, and in hopes also that he'll find a Hebrew woman, of the same culture and the same belief system, walking with God, women of God. Unfortunately, she doesn't know, like what the Hittite women are about. They're obviously not about God, and it's not living in a way that is godly. Already Esau has 2 wives and all of this stuff that's just not godly, and yeah, it obviously is. It's been repeated again in another chapter how much both Jacob and Rebekah are not fond of the Hittite people, let alone the Hittite women, are marrying into that culture. So I mean, that's how it ends. He runs. Jacob runs off, to avoid murder because he lied, and his mother perpetuated it this time. Even willing to take the curse. If he was going to be cursed, she was willing to take that on, just so that she could have her favorite son be blessed and also avoid the lineage going to the Hittites. So I see kind of what she was doing, but just the way that they went about it was through deceit. I don't know. For me, personally, I don't know, just lately I've been really thinking about things like that. Like, there's so many instances in life that you can get things, or make things go your way, quote unquote, through lying or being deceitful, or, just that type of way. But I do believe in some way also, and I think we're going to read about it as well. I mean, we've already read it through other examples of what deceit births. And in reality, a sin will birth more sin. There's a consequence to it. And in this case, there will be a consequence to what he did already. There's already a consequence that his brother wants to kill him, and he has to leave his home and all of this. So, it reminds me of Abraham lying about Sarah being his sister and the consequences of that. I don't know. I don't really have too much else to say about it, except I look forward to chapter 28 tomorrow, and I hope you guys will read along with me. Please thumb up this video just for the algorithm, if you can, if you want. Just for people who are looking for a chapter a day Bible study. And I realize that means that it's going to take a while. I mean, there's like 3,000-ish plus, chapters in this Bible. And that's a lot of time. But I figure a very slow and careful Bible study, just taking one chapter at a time and really absorbing that and letting that sit in your heart and your soul, your mind for a day, I think it would be good food for those who might feel overwhelmed when having multiple chapters coming at them at once. So, I mean, if you could support it by thumbing it up, it would be great. If not, that's okay. I pray that God blesses you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in chapter 28 of Genesis. Appreciate you for watching, and God bless you guys.